Hi everyone, it's good to see you. I've not done a video recently due to being crazy busy. I really anticipated that things would slow down in the new year, and they didn't. I took on a couple of larger wholesale orders and a lot of smaller ones as well. And my goodness, I'm doing a lot of repeat soap making. Like this video you're going to see. This is part of the reason why I'm not doing videos as regularly, is because I'm remaking my most popular soaps at least once or twice a week. That's right. I need to make larger batches, I suppose. It's just getting to a point now where I'm really at a point where I either have to move into a city or into a location where I can hire people, or I'm going to have to reduce the amount of work somehow that I'm doing in order to maintain good quality customer service to my customers. Now in this video, like I said, you're going to see me cutting 168 bars of soap, I think it is, which is just a remake of my Bison orange soap, which is made with tenfold orange essential oil. I'm remaking my woodland Bison soap, which has sandalwood and cedarwood essential oils. And finally, my patchouli Bison, which is patchouli essential oil. And outside of just my pure, unscented, uncolored Bison soap, these are my three most popular. There's some others that are close behind, the lavender and the lemongrass. I recently added a peppermint, which I didn't do a video on, which is really unlike me, but like I said, it has been so hectically busy recently. But that peppermint one is already in my store. After the popularity of the Christmas peppermint Bison soap that I made, which really surprised me at how many those sold, and I think I made it 3 times in order to fill all the orders over that time. That it was so popular, I decided, well, I just need to add a permanent peppermint line of soap. So I now have about 12 or 14 that are my base that I have to make and keep on the shelf. And then there are the one-ofs that I do for customers. I have one customer, for instance, that orders a specific blend of oils with pink clay. And I make their company a couple hundred bars of that and ship it off. I've got another customer that orders 300 of the plain Bison bars, and another customer that, you get where I'm going with this. So doing videos, I'm going to have to find a way to do more chatty videos like this. This doesn't take any effort. I just set up an area and sit down and talk to you, which is what I like to do anyway. Is hear myself speak? No, I'm kidding, but maybe not completely. I tend to think that people that do talk a lot like to hear themselves talk. But that may not be the case in all areas. I hate to hear myself recorded. I don't like to see myself on video. But while I'm doing the recording, I'm enjoying it. Sorry, I just hit the mic. But it's just been really busy, and that's a good thing. I know in this economy that a lot of people are very challenged. I feel so fortunate that I have chickens, so I have my own eggs, because I know that a lot of people that don't yet have chickens are having to pay through the nose right now due to, well, whatever you attribute it to. I believe bird flu right now is a big problem. I know it is, in fact. And I'm just hoping it doesn't reach here to my little farm and hurt my chickens or other fowl. But the animals are doing good. There are some changes that have taken place. The bison are now back on the native people's land, off of my land, and I'm going to do a video on that whole process. And they're still my animals, but we split. Okay, in the past, I have raised the animals, and they get the meat and the fur, and I get the tallow, and that's worked out really well. But they now are using my animals to breed with theirs to increase their diversity amongst their animals. That being said, the goats have gone crazy having babies. Last year's male became of age this last winter and our last fall, and has been quite busy. And I have I've had a lot of baby goats, which that takes a lot of time, because oftentimes I don't keep all the babies, I sell them. And people prefer bottle-fed babies so that when they get them, they can feed them with a bottle, which I understand the desire for that. But in order to get the animals to be comfortable on a bottle, you kind of have to start them out on a bottle, which means feeding them every few hours, waking up if you're asleep and feeding them. And when you have a bunch of them that you have to feed on that schedule, it can be quite challenging. Now they're getting their mother's milk, so I'm basically milking the mothers and then giving it back to the babies on a bottle so that they're more comfortable. When someone else comes, I can show, see, they eat from a bottle, they can take it and feed it with the bottle, and they're comfortable with it. Anyway, I'm chatting a lot, but there's a lot to do. The upkeep on my house is I have let it go. My mother would be mortified at how I've let it go, at how I've let my decks out front are in need of some serious work, boards that need replacing. I have a barn that was damaged during very bad weather several years ago, which I still haven't fixed. And so the problem has exacerbated and got worse because I didn't fix it. I have some little buildings that I started and haven't completely finished yet, and I've got so much. My home is basically my business now. So I have stacks of boxes that go from floor to ceiling, rolls of paper, wrapping, tapes, and all the things, the shreds that you need, my wood boxes that I laser for my Bison Essentials box, which those have become really popular too, which thank goodness I started doing that on the laser several years ago. I initially got the laser just to do my little spoons that I include with the creams and the lanolin. And I made custom spoons with a little sheep on them and custom little spoons with the bison on them, depending on which product is for. My customers really like those, so I enjoy doing that. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I still had my hat on. I can't really see the camera from here. It's got a little bitty lens. It's on the other side of the room, so I have a little bitty screen, I should say. So I don't know what I look like. I mostly use it just to line up with the camera so I can see so you can see all of me. Now my hair is probably a disaster. I did get it cut recently, but it looks like I need it cut again, doesn't it? If I leave it alone for like a month, it'll be back out like this again. It grows really, really fast. I am, some people say blessed, I say cursed with a lot of hair that grows like crazy, and it's hard for me. I'd rather have very short hair most of the time because I don't have to think about it, but I don't have time to go in. I've cut it a few times myself, and it's not a pretty picture. It's the kind of thing that scares my dog. Barry doesn't like when I cut my own hair. He thinks I look like a stranger. And perhaps I am a little strange for him because he was used to it, real long and curly, and he would get in my hair in the bed. That's probably something I shouldn't tell. But when I would go to bed, Barry would get up on the pillow above my head and sit in my hair, and he liked to do that. And for those of you that don't know, Barry is my little mixed dog. I don't know what he is. He was a rescue. But I've had him for many, many years, and he's my buddy. And then Doug is the big dog that I have, and I'll bring them on camera sometime. They're asleep, and I'm not waking them up right now. It's late here when I'm filming this, which is midnight-ish. Oh, hang on, I have a watch on. It is 12:45 p.m. Central Time. So, or a.m., I said p.m., a.m. Boy, I'm not tired. I just got a lot to do. And so anyway, I'll quit chatting. I should have told you at the beginning of this if you didn't want to hear me. Matter of fact, I'll put a note at the beginning of this video saying something along the lines, if you don't want to listen to Patrick babble on, jump to the soap cutting. And I'll try to have a link for that. If I remember. It seems like a good idea, so I hope I remember it. So if I remember it, you can tell me I had a good idea. I don't get much of that. But I'm doing great. I'm not burnt out. Okay, now some people would think that the way I'm talking about having so much to do and so much repetition and so much business that I would be burnt out, but I'm not. I love it. I love making soap. And right now I haven't been doing as many of the things I like to do, which is the adventures in soap making. I never anticipated business being like this. And it has got to a point where it's real hard for me to find time to just do just a video for the fun of it. Just to make soap, and then not even something that I'd sell. I'd usually put those in my grab bags or give those away to people here locally. And I just haven't had the time. Now you may think, well, how long does it actually take? Not long. I only use, in most of my soap, I'm only using one ingredient. That's the bison tallow. So it's real easy. I melt that and I add my lye solution and there's soap. So yeah, I can do that. But for most of the kinds of things that I enjoy doing, I like to mix my different oils and butters, and I'm not a one-trick pony, and that's sort of what I've become. I just sit and make one product basically with different essential oils and things. Oh, I still make the Manuka honey oats, and occasionally, like around Christmas time, I do the Cleopatra's Gold donkey milk soap, which I could do more donkey milk soaps because I have a ton of that on hand right now. Not a ton, but I have quite a bit. And of course I have unlimited goat milk. And matter of fact, right now I have a girl that she only has one baby, but she has milk for 4. I'm not kidding. So I've been able to collect a lot from her. Just her alone, I've got quite a bit, gallons stored. And I want to show you all how I freeze dry my milk. I should do that sometime. It's not a complicated process. But still, you might like to see the freeze dryer and see how I do it. And I don't know, maybe you wouldn't be interested at all, but I like to think there might be at least one person, if you can reach just one person, right? So, well, let's get on to the soap cutting. You'll see me cutting the slabs down into loaves and then cutting them into bars. And I'll try to do a bit of over chat. That's not it. Voiceover. Got it. I'll try to do a voiceover. The cuttings, because I didn't talk while I was doing it, because I really didn't intend on doing a video. That's a whole story on its own, right? Yeah, I did plan on doing a video, but it was actually for one of my wholesale customers. And just to show them sort of a process, They wanted to know, do you actually cut the soaps yourself? Well, yeah. Anyway, so I've gabbed a lot, haven't I? Okay, so let's get on to the cutting. So we're going to start with my lavender bison. These are one of my favorites to make because I love purple, and I didn't care anything about purple when I was growing up. I'm not a big fan of blues, and I know that is a very popular color with a lot of people. And purple is a blue of sorts, and anyway, I like it. And I love being able to create purple with such great ingredients. This is a bit of indigo, of course, alkanet root, and a little bit of woad. And I just get a nice variation because while I'm pouring, say I pour a third of it into the bucket, then I add a little more colorant to the second and third, and I'm able to get some variation. This is the sandalwood and cedarwood essential oil bison soap. This one, I color it with cocoa, activated charcoal, and the hulls of walnuts. This is the orange bison, which is made with tenfold orange essential oil, and which has got very expensive recently. I'll be doing a video on that, I hope, soon. But just to let you know, this is colored with annatto and orange clay and a little bit of paprika. Then I think you get a nice variation that way. And then here I'm just cutting them into bars. And I do want to let you all know that I'm well aware how long these videos can be sometimes when I get chatty, and I apologize for that. I really do. I don't mean to monopolize so much of the time talking about things that have nothing to do with soap and things you may have no interest in talking about. But I do enjoy this time I get to spend with you all. And the rest of this video is just what you see here. It's just me cutting these logs into individual bars. These are each 6-ounce bars, or will be once they've cured. They're actually about 6 1/4 ounce, something like that, about 6.25 right now. And once they're finished curing, they'll be about right at 6 ounces. And anyway, I really enjoy making them and enjoy chatting with you all as well. I will try to maintain some more of these type videos where at least I'm making contact. I think it's important to do that so people know that you haven't keeled over. And I haven't keeled over, although there are days when I feel like I want to keel over in the mildest sense of that word, meaning just some days you just want to sleep for hours and hours and hours. And fortunately, I'm going to do that very soon. I'm taking a trip in May. It's part of it's the same conference that I went to last year, but this year it's going to be in Lake Tahoe, and I'm really looking forward to going there. I actually have some family not a long way from there, extended birth family, and hopefully I'll get to visit with some of them while I'm there. But I'll talk more about that the closer we get to it. But thank you all so much. I appreciate you more than I can say. You take care of yourselves and be good to yourselves, and I'll see you back soon. Goodbye.